What up, YouTube? I am Dom Knight. This is Night Talks. And it's been a little bit, but I'm here with a burning question for you today. Alright, guys, let's just jump in the video. You know to like it, subscribe, and all that. Today, I was having a conversation with somebody about this, and I just recently watched a movie, and one of the lead characters made a statement in it, and I'll get to that in a minute. But the question of the day is, can men and women be just friends? All right. Now, a lot of people think that they can. A lot of people think that they can't. So I watched a movie. It's called When Harry Met Sally, and it's I think it's 88 or 89. It's Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal, and in it they take a road trip together. They have never met before, but he makes a statement while they're in the car, and he says that men and women cannot be just friends.
You realize, of course, that we can never be friends.
Why not?
What I'm saying is, and this is not a come on in any way, shape, or form, is that men and women can't be friends because the sex part always gets in the way.
Okay. And he goes into some reasons why, and I'm not going to get in all that. But if you've seen the movie, then you know what I'm talking about. So we're going to jump into this. We're going to break it down, and we're going to figure out whether they can or they can't. So I found some articles, and in it, they had some quotes from people that they had asked whether or not men and women can be just friends. All right. So we're going to get to that. But first, let's talk about what a platonic friendship is. So I'm going to read you the definition. Platonic love is a type of love that is not sexual or romantic. The term is derived from the name of the Greek philosopher Plato, though the philosopher never used the term himself. So let's get to what some of these people were saying in these articles. All right. So at least one party is drawn to the other sexually. Quote, while men and women can be friends, it is difficult for the relationship to be entirely platonic. Our genetics simply drive our attraction to the opposite sex. The likelihood that at least one party is drawn to the other sexually is very high, regardless of whether or not anything comes of it. This is the reason jealousy and infidelity exist. We are not wired to be a monogamous species. Dr. Soya Bacchus, age 51, and this is a psychiatrist. Interesting. All right, here's another one. You can get a lot out of a friendship when you keep it platonic. With my line of work, I come into contact with women all the time. But for me, it is a matter of knowing when not to cross boundaries. With some people, there will always be a sexual attraction, but you don't have to always go there with them. You can get a lot out of a friendship when you keep it platonic. William Moore, age 26, he is a personal trainer. Man, some good ones here. Breaking it down. All right. Last one I'm going to read from it. This is from a woman. I would get worried if your guy was off doing one-on-one stuff with a woman. Men and women cannot be friends with someone they are attracted to. And unfortunately, most men are attracted to almost every woman. So the idea that they can be friends without thoughts of sex is ridiculous. Being friends in group activities is fine. I would get worried if your guy was off doing one-on-one stuff with a woman. That's called a date. Lindsay Lowell, age 42, author of My Knight in Shining Armor is Coming. He's just stuck in traffic. That was very, very interesting, what she said. Whether or not you think it's true, whether or not you think some of it's true, it was a very interesting statement. And I think she had some validity to it. So let's talk about, now that was that article. Now you guys know I gotta put my flavor on it, put my spin on it. So let's talk about when it can work. So we're gonna actually talk about both, when it can, when it can't work. Because come on now, there's two sides to every coin. We always gotta get into this stuff. So let's talk about when it can work. All right, so I got 3 examples of each. First one, when there is no attraction whatsoever. So what I mean by that is either party is not physically attracted to the other, okay? Or the party may think the person looks okay, cute, whatever, but personality wise, the attraction may not be there. All right. If you're not attracted to someone, you're not gonna want to hook up with them, and therefore you can treat them as just a friend, just like, two dudes, two chicks. If we're talking, heterosexuals, two dudes, two chicks, they friends, they're not attracted to their friends. So there's not that threat of any of that stuff happening, so obviously. Number 2, when the friendship is strictly built on just that, the friendship, okay? It does not work if the friendship came after you guys broke up from a relationship, all right? I mean, sure, you guys can be friends, you guys can be cordial, whatever, but, it's not the same, okay? It's not the same. It's not the same. If you guys met through whatever situation, realize, hey, we have things in common, we're cool, we get along, but that feeling isn't there, and you guys go through and have a friendship for X amount of time, and you guys don't hook up, and you guys don't cross that line, that's when it works. When the friendship is built on that, you guys became friends because you had a friendly vibe, okay? Not a physical or a, emotional vibe, friendly, all right? Last one. If the other person is of a different orientation, okay, say you're a dude and you become friends with a chick and she likes chicks. She don't want you. So that's all you guys can be. Whether you're attracted to her or not, or whatever, you guys can't go past that. So it's all good. That can stay in the friend zone, and not to cross that boundary because she don't roll that way. She's probably not going to cross that boundary, so you shouldn't either. Those are my 3 for when it can work, okay? Let's talk about when it can't. When the other person likes the other one, all right? If one of the people likes him on a romantic level, it's not going to work. It is not going to work. Because if the other person doesn't feel that same way, then they're gonna friend zone this person, and then that person's only gonna want to be friends with the person in hopes that it's gonna turn into something more down the line. And that is never ever a reason to become friends with a female or a male. Okay. Number 2, if the other person is in a relationship. So, if now there's 2 sides to this. If you were friends with, say you're a dude and you had a female friend, and you guys were already friends before you got this girlfriend, you guys can still be friends, but the nature of that relationship is probably gonna have to change. You probably ain't gonna be able to do things you want to do with that friend, like go out and just do stuff with y'all too, or depending on what your friendship was like, even if it was just platonic, it's gonna make some of your friends uncomfortable. Now if you want to bring her around your girl or your dude and they're cool with hanging out, you guys hanging out all in a group setting or whatever, that's one thing. But to be like, hey, I'm gonna go to the movies with Lisa, and it's like, I'm coming too then. It's like, nah, we're just gonna go, just buddies. It's like, what? It is sounding like a date, you know what I mean? It's different if you're like, hey, me and my boy, we're gonna go see the new Marvel movie, or something like that. We're gonna go see the new action movie. All right, she's like, yeah, go, y'all go by yourselves. But, you going with Lisa, it's a little weird. So, yeah, number 3, if the intentions are unclear from the start. If you want to be friends with somebody, of the opposite sex, you guys need to let everything be known from the jump. So if you're like, hey, we can be cool, But just know I'm not looking for that. We can be friends, but that's it. On both sides. Because especially ladies, a lot of ladies, if a male approaches you trying to get close to you or be a friend or whatever, you're 9 times out of 10 gonna think that dude is trying to get with you. So you would need to let him know what was up front, so he can then make the proper decision if he still wants to try and be a friend, or nah, hey, I was just trying to holler at you. No. But I always say, if you want to be with somebody and they don't want to be with you, don't try and be their friend to make up for that. So I don't think you guys should go any further if that's the case. So you need to make the intentions clear up front. If you guys are both like, hey, yeah, you're cool, I'm cool, we just vibing, ain't nothing like that, then cool, go ahead. But if you don't make the intentions clear up front and some time down the road this shit comes out, that other person's gonna be mad. It's gonna F up the whole friendship, and that is done. So make that clear right from the gate. All right, so is there any benefits? Is there any benefits to having someone from the opposite gender be your friend? Is there any reason to? Because some people feel like, hey, I got dude friends. If I got a chick friend, that's my girlfriend, my wife, my whatever. And some women feel the same way. But, a lot of people think, hey, no, it's cool. I got friends of guy friends, girlfriends, whatever. So what are the benefits? There's benefits to most things in life, right? So let's talk about something we got here. All right. You get the perspective on things from the opposite gender. So when you get that, and it's unbiased because it's not clouded with emotions or romanticism, then you get the real picture. They'll keep it real with you. And this is just going to give you a better perspective when you're out dating and you're out meeting somebody. It's going to be cool. You're going to understand that other side better. It's only going to help you out, especially in just even in day-to-day interactions with people. It'll help you out. So I have one for the men. For men, having a female friend that you're cool with will help you be less nervous around girls. If you're one of them dudes that's shy and you're afraid to talk to women, having a female friend around will help you with that. It will help you, feel more comfortable talking to chicks, because you'll be used to it. You'll be like, hey, I got females around, or I've got female friends. I talk to them. I know how to talk to a girl. It's the same thing. You might add in a couple different things, but it's no different. It'll definitely help you out. It's like light practice. All right. It's like practice without the benefits. But I ain't saying flirt with your female friends or nothing like that, but it's just when you're around females, if you're a guy who was nervous, it's going to help you out later. You're not going to be so nervous. You're not going to be so afraid to maybe go up and approach a woman or strike up a conversation. Things like that. That's what I'm getting at. I'm not saying you literally use your friends for practice. I'm just saying it'll help you out there, right? And for the ladies, this one might be a little bit controversial, but it'll just help you understand how men think better. All right, because I think this is just me personally, I think a lot of women think they know how men think, but I don't think they actually know how men think most of the time, just because women are typically emotionally driven and men are logic driven. But knowing how men think will help you in keeping your man doing the right things, keeping your man in check, making sure he's being a good man, getting to know a guy and how we operate and what drives us and what, makes us tick and things like that, figuring out how to get through to a man, because, a lot of women have issues getting men to communicate the way they do. If you got a male friend and you guys have great communication, you'll understand what men react to in the communication department. You'll understand how to talk to us to get things out of us. Because it's just like what I was saying earlier, when there's not that threat of emotions or that threat of getting your heart broken, you're way more calm and relaxed, and you're much more prone to be open and honest and, be yourself and figure things out and not worry so much if you're not trying to impress this person or trying to, get this person to like you. If you're just hanging around this person being yourself, it's going to help you there. So that's what I got. But we got one more thing to talk about before we answer the question. Okay. So there's levels though to friendship, to any friendship, not just friendships between men and women. There's levels to any friendship. You got your best friends who you hit up for everything. Y'all hang out, you do stuff. Everybody's got a friend like that. You got friends you see here and there. Maybe you see at a big event or a social gathering or something you're cool with. You guys got each other's numbers. You can hit them up. Then you got like your work acquaintances, like people, y'all are cool. Y'all mess with each other at work, but y'all don't really, it ain't nothing too deep outside of that. Y'all ain't necessarily hanging out. Obviously a lot of work friendships can turn into more. That's happened with me plenty of times. But, there's those surface level like friends, like, yeah, I would consider this person a friend, but it ain't somebody, I'm super cool with. But you see that person a lot, so you guys talk a lot. You talk about stuff, they're a friend to you. You guys hit each other up and stuff, So yeah. And then you got like the lowest tier, like an acquaintance, like somebody, like a social media friend, somebody you're friends with on Facebook or Instagram, or that you don't really talk to. You may like a picture or a status or something, or maybe drop a comment here or there, but you guys don't really hang out, or you guys don't really keep in touch with each other's actual lives and what's going on, So there's levels to friendship, okay? And that goes the exact same with females. So what level of friendship is appropriate? Should you have a female best friend or a male best friend that you guys kick it all the time and hang out every day or every other day and talk all the time? And some people might be like, hey, that's your girl or your boyfriend, even though y'all don't hook up. Obviously, if you guys aren't being romantic and you guys are just having a friendly relationship, then what's the harm in that? What's the problem in that? It could be hard to say that there's an issue if those lines never do get crossed. You and that person may just connect on those levels or have a lot of the same things in common or whatever than other people do. It's just that. So would that be appropriate? Would it be appropriate to have that kind of a friend if you're in a relationship though? So I think it's definitely lines when it comes to having female friends or having male friends when you're in a relationship. Because if you and this person, you and this friend, no matter how close you are, if you have no intentions on ever hooking up or being together, one of you is eventually going to find someone that you do like that. And that person may or may not be cool with the level of friendship that you two have. And quite frankly, it's going to go both ways. There's going to be women who don't like it. There's going to be men who don't like it. And a lot of men and women aren't going to date someone who's that close with another female, especially if that friendship was built on previous romantic feelings, whether you guys dated and broke up, whether one of you was friend zone, no matter what, if there was romantic feelings on either side or both sides, that ex or that girlfriend or boyfriend is they're not gonna like it. That simple. So you gotta take all of that into consideration when we're talking about this topic. So we broke this thing down. Now we gotta answer the question. So the answer of the day is, I'm gonna say yes. Men and women can be friends, but there can be conditions and stipulations to it. Okay, this is definitely a huge but after this yes. If you're, like I was saying just before, if you're in a relationship, the level of friendship is probably gonna have to be downgraded or put, it's gonna be some stipulations on that friendship. If one of you guys is likes the other and the other one knows it, like, there's going to be stipulations. There's always going to be some form of boundaries that probably needs to be established and shouldn't be crossed if you guys are going to have this kind of friendship. Now, I'm not talking about a friend with benefits here, okay? I'm not talking about a friend that you hook up with. That's someone you hook up with. It's a totally different thing. I'm talking about somebody you're strictly friends with that happens to be of the opposite gender. All right, so my answer is yes, but there may be conditions or stipulations to it, all right? Guys, I am Dom Knight. This is Night Talks. I have fun doing this one for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content. Hit that bell so you do not miss a thing. I will toss my social medias right there. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok only if you want to. I will be back on Wednesday. Peace.
That's ISO. Rack it up, I got a bit of the bank to make me a safe house. Shake it up, she got her hands on her knees and she bringing the cake out. Smoke it up, I got some gas, some packs, I'm up in the greenhouse. Ball it up, I'm with the gang, we taking shots off the rebound. Fucking my post the same now, I've been humble too long, yeah.